When I'm in clinic, I wear what I wouldn't normally at home, and that is these pretty tight boots. And admittedly, they're just a bit too tight across here. I don't actually think they're that great, but I wear them because they make me look semi-professional. All right, you got to put on appearances sometimes. So I would normally be bare feet. I love my Archies thongs or flip-flops because they've got a bit of arch support. They're great as well, but this is what happens in clinic. I've got to actually look half respectable, so I wear these. Now, they're very tight. After a day of being in them, everything's squished together. This happens with women with high heel shoes, even some different sporting boots, things like that. So it's great to release it. Just let everything go a bit, okay? And this is what we're going to talk about, using a spiky massage ball to roll out the arch of your foot. I'm going to get specifically into some of the anatomy here, but this can be used for everyone who has any sort of arch pain, calf tightness, plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, shin splints, all these sort of things are associated with the foot and the lower leg area. This is perfect for, but also remember, it's your foundation, the foot or the feet. They are critical. You change the feet, you release the feet, you change the body, you release the body. Okay, the whole way up. So this is, it feels great. It's ridiculously easy to do, and it has a wonderful flow-on effect throughout the whole body. So let me show you on the skeleton here what we're actually looking at, and then exactly how to do it. Okay, let's take a closer look at the foot here. It is a fascinating structure. It is the base of your body. 26 bones, 33 joints, super complex. Far more complex than a hinge joint or a ball and socket joint. There's a lot going on. The plantar fascia, which we're interested in right now, comes off of the calcaneus bone here. It's very thick, and then it starts fanning out into the base of the toes. Okay, it's there. It's a fibrotic fascial tissue. It's not a ligament, it's not a tendon. It's designed to help maintain the arch of your foot for shock absorption. Okay, so every step you've ever taken, every time you've ever jumped, this thing has basically bounced back and forth, flexed back and forth with your movement. As you can imagine, it can start pulling at the heel here, cause heel spurs, cause a lot of pain and issues with the toes, especially if you're wearing tight boots like me, or high heels, football boots, or even just lots of high impact. To free this up, it is not difficult. We're going to use a spiky massage ball. I can show you exactly how to do it. And if you do this regularly, consistently over time, you're going to do wonders for your foot and for your body, okay? The other thing to keep in mind here is the very deep calf muscles, not the big ones, but the deep ones, wrap in around the corner and into the arch of your foot here. They can cause a lot of pain through the lower leg and into the foot. So when we do this massage, we're also going to be doubling up and treating them as well and helping release them, which helps release the calf and the rest of the body. Let me get these boots off and show you how to do it. Actually, before I get my boots off, let me show you here on the skeleton with the beautiful pink spiky massage ball. This is a 10 centimeter diameter. Some people might need a little bit smaller, but this is perfect for me. So what we're going to do, I'm going to be rolling on my foot in just a moment, back and forth down the length of the plantar fascia. That's all it's going to be. But because the fibers run that way, we also want to go across the fibers to release them more. It's better to break open adhesions, promote blood flow to help with the healing. Okay, so we're going to then get it right up against the heel bone here, assuming it's not too painful for you. And then come down. You can do in the middle as well, but definitely across the ball of the foot, because what we want to do is basically spread these toes. It helps with the neural flow, the blood flow down between the toes, the tiny little muscles. It helps release the ligaments that join the bone to bone, all the tendons joining the muscle to the bone. But as far as the plantar fascia goes, it spreads it apart and it helps everything else spread apart, takes the pressure off the joints, which then has that flow-on effect, okay? And it makes your feet feel bloody good. Once again, this is a great warm-up exercise for running and things like that as well as call it a cool-down exercise after wearing tight shoes or playing sport or anything. All right, now I'll get my boots off. Now I've got one of these things off, but just to give you an idea, and a lot of people wear these things all day, every day. I don't even do that. So you can imagine how bad some people's feet are. It's a mission, all right? Let's get those out the way. Here's your spiky massage ball. Select your color. There's lots of beautiful colors for this. Now, like I showed you before, want a nice little bend in the knee, sort of bend through the hip, and you want to drive your pressure down. You don't want to be flimsy with this because it won't make a difference unless your foot is ridiculously sore. You should be driving a bit of pressure down so it's meaningful. Everything should be meaningful. Don't be sitting up there thinking, you know, wow, what's happening later on today? Focus on what you're doing because you're going to get way more out of it. All right, and spend approximately 1 to 2 minutes. You can go longer, but 1 to 2 minutes, it'll be super effective. Then, getting up into the heel. So I drop the ball on my foot, and then I do this little movement laterally, side to side, where I really dig that spiky massage ball in. Then the other spot that I was most interested in was dropping the heel and going across the ball of the foot. These sort of two knobbly bits. It's quite easy to sort of see where it is and get into that as well. The fourth spot, you go right in the middle. But that's harder because now you've got nothing to grip with. You don't have toes, you don't have your heel. You can see my legs wobbling everywhere. So I'd prefer the heel down across the ball, the toes down across the heel, or going along it actually works quite nice. It sits in there nicely. So you want to have the movement nice and strong so you're not just flailing around everywhere, especially if you've got a bit of a dodgy knee or a hip or something like that. But that's it. You do 1 to 2 minutes in each spot. You do it effectively. You do it consistently over time. This is a killer movement and it's so good, especially after wearing them. All right. I hope this helps. Please share it, put it out there. It's something that a lot of people have seen, but maybe I've explained it a bit different. Maybe it's a little bit more effective with what I've said. Hope it makes sense. Hit me up if you've got any other questions. Get out there, enjoy your feet, enjoy your body. I just thought, let's add in a bonus here. If you want to finish this off with a nice stretch, because I'm all about softening something, and then once it's softened, once the blood's flowing, then stretch it. You know, most people know, do a bit of a warm up in the gym before you do anything. Before you do any stretching, most people run a couple laps of the oval or the pitch or whatever before they do the stretches. Let's see, it's a bit like that. Now you've got the blood flowing in there, whip off the sock in this case, find yourself a nice bit of, because the socks are too slippery, it won't work. And by the way, I like using the spiky massage ball with the sock. It just creates a little bit of a barrier between just these little knobbly bits digging into your skin too much, okay? So I do like the sock. Now, great stretch for the plantar fascia and the deep calf muscles. You get your foot or your toes up the wall as far as you possibly can. And then from there, all you're doing is taking your knee towards the wall. Now, you may not feel much except for deep in the calf here, which is great, because when you put your hand underneath, you'll find that it's like a rock or a rope under there. So it's stretching all the way from my big toe under. Now my right foot is terrible due to some injuries there. My left, you'll see, if I do it on my left, you can see, oh God, it's getting worse, too much skateboarding. But if I can just hold that, maintain it for a good minute or two, don't force it, stretch to strain, not pain. It's a beautiful way to capitalize on what you've just done with the spiky massage ball. All right, so warm it up, give it a stretch, go smash it.